Hi there. Wife and the kid are downstairs. Went up to the bedroom with all the books to shoot my final update video. Yeah, I didn't have a lot of time to go to record stores. Actually, I went to a whole bunch of Goodwills. That's what I did. On one day, I visited about six, and I came home with two 7 inches and a lot of CDs. I'm not going to show the CDs. I am going to show the 7 inches. Um, Today I went to Goodwill because I had to drop something off there. Some reject books I didn't like anymore. So they're going to Goodwill, and while I'm there, and I went to a record store, which is in a small village, like 15 minutes away from where I live. That was a pretty okay store, I guess. It's small. Didn't have a lot of really cool stuff, but they had enough interesting stuff. So anyway, I got three 7 inches. Um, start with those. First up, this is um, I Got My Mind Made Up by Instant Funk. I have their I think third album. This is from their self-titled second album, if I'm not mistaken. This is from 1979. It's on the Salsoul label. Yeah, it's kind of a disco funk. I like this. I wouldn't mind finding that one. That's a good sound. Their other album that I do have, that's a great record. No, but it's a lot of fun. The two 7 inches I picked up while I was visiting six Goodwills a couple of days ago. Well, they're nothing special, but I'm going to show them anyway. First up, it's, I don't know how you pronounce this, Lover D or Loverd, featuring Patrick Cowley, and it's called Die Hard Lover. It's on the Dutch Ramshorn label, disco label. Picked this up because of Patrick Cowley. Patrick Cowley is a disco musician, artist who did some amazing stuff. The killer, weird ass disco stuff. This is not that. This is kind of bland and boring, run-of-the-mill disco bullshit. So I'm not going to keep this, but I will continue to keep an eye out for Patrick Cowley records. Then for our kid, I picked up this. This is Ibbeltje. Dutch folks will recognize this. This is written by, as you can see, Annie M.G. Schmid. She was a writer of children's books and is still considered one of the greatest Dutch writers of children's books. Maybe the Dutch Roald Dahl, except less dark in terms of monsters and fantasy. She was more like, it's quirky, fun but quirky. Anyway, this is a 7 inch. This is a second of, I guess, two. I don't have the first 7 inch, but what it is basically a story, including a little booklet. Hope I can show this properly. The booklet is intact. It's old. I don't know from what year it is. And then the 7 inch comes out here. It's dark. Sorry about that, but yeah, I played it. It has songs and story about a pigeon. That's the pigeon. Yeah, I'm not gonna play this for myself. I am gonna play this when a little one, understands stories, and so yeah, it's fun. Just look at those. Look at the drawings. Pretty cool. Um, Now I got, I believe, 8 records that I got from Goodwill today, and then 2 records from a record store 50 minutes away from here. This is I don't know. This is Peter and the Commissar by the Boston Pops, featuring Alan Sherman and Arthur Fiedler. And I didn't know what this was, but it looked pretty cool. And up there it says there's 96 symphony musicians and 7 jazz cats. And I thought, wow, gotta be some kind of, silly but interesting jazz stuff. I've not heard the jazz stuff. I heard the classical musicians, but I also heard a lot of so-called jokes. The drawings are pretty cool. I love that little Russian guy. Drawings are amazing. But yeah, what is it? It's a comedy show, live comedy show with a full orchestra playing music like Peter and the Wolf and what else? Schubert, Tchaikovsky. I don't know. They play a lot of classical music, and they make jokes in between, which is not really that cool. It's on the Red Label RCA, or Red Seal RCA, excuse me. So yeah, this is a nice looking find. I mean, interesting, cool drawings, but it's a piece of shit. Sorry about that. Next up, this was something, while I was there was another guy digging, and I saw him pull records by the Stones, Eagles, and I saw a Beatles record, a best of that I didn't need. He grabbed that, but he had more records, so I don't know what else he picked. But I managed to actually pull some really cool records. So they must have just been dropped there. Who knows? Anyway, one of those records is 1971's. It's fucking dark. Let me see if I can add a little light. Yes. This is the Bee Gees' Trafalgar from 1971. Hello. This was probably the most expensive one in the bunch. As you can see, €3.50. Don Polidor comes with this beautiful polyline sleeve. This is the Bee Gees before they went disco. I don't know if this was right after Odessa or not, but yeah, this is pretty damn good. Melodic, lots of beautiful harmonies. But yeah, it's not a Bee Gees album you see that often. You see the disco stuff pretty often, and I don't care for those records, but their earlier stuff, that intrigues me. Then a record that looks so damn cool. This is the Stylistics Heavy. Lots of details. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a Stylistics bus there. There's people there. There's a record store there somewhere. There's a record store there. There's a Soul House, or whatever it's called. There's restaurants. There's lots of helicopters up there. See there and there. I mean, the cover is amazing. I love this cover. On the back, it just goes on. You have a little bit more details. It's from 1974, and I totally forgot that I already had a record by the Stylistics before, and I got rid of that because it was too corny and too cheesy, actually. And it continues here. I guess there's like a couple of songs on here that are okay, that are pretty good, but overall not really my cup of tea. On this AFCO label that I've never seen before, an orange AFCO label. But yeah, this is a US press and it looks really cool, but it's not really. I mean, the cover, like I say, is amazing, but the record is not heavy. It's not heavy funk or soul, it's just cheesy. Talking about heavy funk and heavy soul, had to pick this up. James Brown. This is part of a series, I believe a Dutch series. This is volume 25, and the series is called Superstar Shine. They had Superstar Shine editions for a lot of really cool artists. Julie Driscoll, Super Sister, Earth and Fire, early Golden Earring, John Mayall, Richie Havens. That's what I'm reading off the back here. And this is the James Brown one. I don't know how many they did, but it's pretty cool. It's on the Polydor Special. And it's from, I believe, the mid-70s. James Brown doesn't need an introduction. He's amazing. I love his work. His songs are killer. What you get here is Ain't That a Groove Part 1, Sex Machine Part 2, Superbad Part 3. I Got the Feeling, Try Me, Money Won't Change You, Think, Giving Out of Juice, Get Up, Get Into It, Get Involved Part 2, and Soul Power. So it's a good mix of like really the funky tracks and the more soulful tracks. So James Brown. Keeping with the more funky stuff, this is from 1976, and it's a record that, well, I have never seen at Goodwill, that is. Never looked for it elsewhere, but this is Earth, Wind and Fire with Spirit. I kind of got a soft spot for Earth, Wind and Fire. Musically, they're amazing. If they do funky stuff, they do it very well. I don't know if there's any songs on here that were hits. I don't know. Comes in the original inner sleeve with lyrics. But yeah, this is a great find. And for a $1.50, that's a good price, I would say. So Earth, Wind and Fire added to the collection. This one I picked it up not because I'm a huge David Bowie fan. I like his stuff, his early stuff, up until Let's Dance. After that, I think it's pretty overrated, in my opinion. I picked this up because it has songs by Sade, Ray Davies, Jerry Dahmers, Style Council, and of course Bowie, which is a pretty good track, Absolute Beginners. This is the soundtrack to that movie. Comes with this pretty cool, look at those record players, pretty damn cool. It's an insert, but it doesn't say anything about the movie or whatever, so I don't know if this was part of, yeah, it is part of it, because it says there, the Beginner's Guide to Absolute Beginners. But what I also find pretty damn cool is that this is a, let me get that insert back in the sleeve, which I can't, I will do that later. But this is a Israeli copy, and I've never ever had records from Israel, so Absolute Beginners. This one was also like $1.50. Can't go wrong with that. Last two were records that I know are interesting for people on Discogs. First one, sadly, is only a one record. Only has one record of the two. I'll probably flip it on Discogs and at least double the money I paid for it. Could have had more if there were two records in here, but this is Triana with Cinco Anniversario, or the 5th anniversary. It's too dark. Sorry about that. But it's a Spanish progressive band from the 70s. Used to have that one. That one sold them on Discogs for quite some money. Made a profit. Let's just say that. And I know I can make a profit of this. Hopefully. There you are. It's from 1980. This one. But I'm gonna listen to it first, and then just get a taste of what songs are on here. But yeah, this is sadly half of a record, but still interesting to see that, and I had to pick it up. Same goes for this one. Oh, it's too freaking dark. This is unreadable for you guys, but it says Medina Asahara. That's the title. La Esquina del Viento. No idea what that means. But yeah, what we have here is, according to Discogs, a band that sounds like Deep Purple, Uriah Heep, but Spanish. So it's kind of a prog rock, hard rock vibe. This is what they look like. 1980 recorded and released in 1981. There's this weird record sticker on there with gold lettering. It's pretty cool, but it's weird. It's on CBS. So I need to check that out as well. This one goes for at least, I guess, 10 times this. So if I don't like it, I'll probably flip it. But yeah, that's what I mean. If I see stuff like this, I need to pick it up. Anyway, that was the last of the Goodwill finds. 2 more records, which I picked up at the record store here nearby. The record store is called Lab Music. They don't really have a website. They have a website, but it's just an image, that's it. Friendly people, pretty heavy on the progressive music, and metal, sort of progressive metal. They have a bunch of secondhand records priced either €3 or €5. Excuse me. And their new records are reasonably priced. They're not expensive, not cheap. And they have a lot of CDs, which I did not check. And I guess a whole bunch of 7 inches, which I kind of randomly flipped through, but didn't find anything. But I did find 2 records. First up, it's the Billy Cobham George Duke Band. Live on tour in Europe. This was, I guess, $5. It's on Atlantic. This is good jazz, funk. I like Billy Cobham. He's a great drummer. And I didn't really know George Duke. That's George. That's Billy. It's a silly cover. But yeah, I like his keys. Keyboard playing. And you got Alphonso Johnson on bass and John Scofield on guitar. But yeah, this is pretty good, funky, funky jazz. Nothing too spectacular. In the last record, it's hot up here. It's Fold Your Hands, Child, You Walk Like a Peasant by Belle and Sebastian. This is the reissue from, I guess, last year. I don't know. Comes with, excuse me, OB strip featuring all the other records that they re-released. If I pick up more, I'll pick up the first 3 records. This is the 4th one, and then I'm done. Don't really care for the other records. But yeah, this was my introduction to Belle and Sebastian way back in 2000, and I loved it. Yeah, that shows up really well. Anyway, it's a re-release on Jeepster Records. If you don't know Belle and Sebastian, they're sort of a indie pop, chamber pop kind of group. Very melodic, very beautiful arrangements, lots of instruments, and I think the records or the songs they wrote were feel-good records. So yeah, I had to pick this up. This is not a second-hand record. This is the only new record that I picked up over the last 2 weeks, I guess. Yeah, I'll try to go to Goodwill soon, and like a real record store is not really going to happen anytime soon, because our gateway to Amsterdam has been closed for I guess a month. They're working on a tunnel where the bus I normally take, which takes me normally 20 minutes to get to Amsterdam, like the center of Amsterdam, that bus normally goes through that tunnel. Now it has to take a different route, and it's like 3 times as long. So I don't really plan to go to Amsterdam the whole month of August, even though some records will be available for me in Amsterdam. Anyway, thank you for watching. Feel free to subscribe. A couple of people subscribed last weeks. Thank you all for subscribing. It means a lot to me. I think the vinyl community is getting interesting again. You know, a lot of people are showing records, and a lot of people are actually having fun again. So that's good. So anyway, that's it. I'm done. Gonna go back downstairs and do the dishes, I guess. Anyway, take care. Peace.